Hello, everybody. How are you? Sorry. How are you guys? I hope you're all doing okay. I hope you've had a good weekend. Um, we've got a few more weeks of this quarantine left. Hopefully, it's over soon. But we must continue. Okay. So, today we are going to go to the pupils book and we're going to go to page 65 here. Okay, page 65. All right. Very good. Now, today we're just going to be doing practicing an exercise from the Cambridge exams, okay, from the first certificate. So it's a gap fill, okay? So what we're practicing today is sort of, looking at a text with gaps, and each gap we have a choice of 4 words, okay? And we have to choose which word fits best, okay? So we'll have a look at this today. All right. So if you have the page, then we can begin. All right. So continuing with the topic of food. Okay. A couple of questions to think about. Have you eaten food from other countries? What countries? Okay. I'm sure many of you have probably eaten Chinese food, or maybe South American food, Mexican food. Italian food is very popular. So yeah, what other countries have you tried cuisine of? Yeah, which other countries have you eaten food from? Okay, and which it says what here? Question number 2: what cuisine is your favorite? So which is your favorite type of cuisine? Which sort of nationality for food is the best? Do you think? Do you think Italian food is the best? Mexican food is the best? We definitely know not English food, because that's terrible. Okay. What's your favorite type of food? For me personally, my favorite cuisine is Indian food. Indian food, so curry. Okay. And what do I like about it? I like it because it's got a lot of flavor and it's spicy. I like spicy food. Anyway, a couple of things to think about before we start. So let's have a look. So today we're looking again at collocations. Okay. Now, if you don't remember what collocations are, these are just combinations of words that are frequently used together. So they're like little sort of phrases that are sort of always used. Okay. Typical phrases that are very common in English. All right. So it says it could be a noun and a noun, right? Cookery book, for example. Cookery book. It could be a verb and a noun, make a meal, okay? All very common phrases. An adjective and a noun, like a fried egg, okay? So these are all sort of collocations, combinations of words that are typically used together, okay? Now, it's always good to learn a few collocations, okay? It's something that you'll remember the more you practice, okay? Because you hear the same phrases, they're like short little phrases, and you hear the same ones again and again and again, and it becomes second nature. All right. So, like with everything, practice makes perfect, but it is a good idea to learn a few. All right. So what we'll do today is, as we go down the exercises, we'll make a note in our notebook of all the different collocations. All right. Anyway, let's have a look. All right. So we'll start here with exercise 2. It says, read the underlined phrases in each sentence. All right. For each one, choose the word or phrase that means the same, okay? So in each of these phrases, we've got like a collocation, all right? And we're just going to match it to the definition, okay, or to the synonym. All right, so we can do this all together. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's start off. Okay, let's read the first one. It says, we tried a wide variety of amazing food when we were on holiday. A wide variety. Okay, so you probably recognize the word variety. So that means you have a big selection, right? A lot of choice. Okay, a wide variety. So if we look at the synonyms here, okay, the one which means a wide variety is this one, a lot of different types, okay? A wide variety of food, a lot of different types of food, okay? But that's a good expression to remember, a wide variety. Okay, my brother, let's try number 2. My brother fell ill after eating some fish that wasn't fresh. Okay, so you probably recognize the word ill. My brother fell ill, okay, which means, okay, he became sick. All right, I think that one's quite obvious, right? Fall ill. Let's look at number 3. It says, I'm really looking forward to trying the food when we're in Brazil. You've probably seen this expression before when you're writing letters. I'm looking forward to seeing you, okay? So if you're looking forward to something, it means you're excited about something, right? So that's F here, excited to think about, right? So if you've got a holiday planned to Brazil, right, and you're excited about eating the food, say, I'm looking forward to trying the food. Okay, let's try number 4. How can I make a meal when we don't have any food in the house, right? To make a meal is just, could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, all right? Just some food. Make a meal. So that would be to cook. Yeah, cooking, make a meal, cook. Number 5, isn't the Chinese restaurant in the opposite direction? Okay, I think that one's pretty obvious, the opposite direction, right? So you go this way, the opposite direction is this way, all right? So that means, okay, the other way, right? This way, the other way, okay? The opposite direction. And number 6, what do you think Greek food and Turkish food have in common? Okay, to have something in common means that there is something that's the same about two things, right? Have something in common. We normally use that phrase to talk about people and relationships. Like you can say, me and my wife, we have a lot of things in common. Okay. For example, we both like Indian food. All right. So to have something in common. So that would mean, right, to share, right? Something that's the same about both things. To have something in common. Okay. So make sure you have all the answers written down. All right. Good job, guys, as always. Now, what we'll do now is we'll just make a note of these collocations in the notebook. All right. So if we open our notebook, and I just have the title collocations, and we'll just write these down. Okay. So if we look in the book, all right. So we'll start with a wide variety. A wide variety. Fall ill. Looking forward to. Make a meal. In the opposite direction. Have in common. Okay, so we'll just make a note of these collocations here. Okay, if you want to, you can write the Spanish translation next to them. All right, but my Spanish isn't good enough to do that right now. So, but just make sure you have them written in your notebook. Okay, and good. All right, so let's continue. So the idea is, well, we're going to go to exercise 4 now. We're going to skip exercise 3 and we'll do this afterwards. We'll go straight to exercise 4, so the main exercise, okay? So the idea is, okay, when you have a missing word, okay, you can look at the phrase around it, all right? Look at the words that come before and after. And a lot of the time, the missing word will be part of a collocation, okay? So it'll be part of a phrase that's always used, okay, that's very typically used. So a good way to do this exercise, all right, if you're not sure about which option it is, try all the options, and whichever one sounds the best, right, whichever one sounds natural, okay, that could be the right answer. Because A lot of these phrases, because they're very common, you've probably heard them before somewhere. So when you say the right answer, when you say the right phrase, it should sound familiar. Okay, so that's one way that you can try and get the correct answer. All right, but a lot of them are from collocations. Now, before we do it, let's just have a look at this. Let's just read this little bit of advice here. It says, optimize your exam. Okay, so it says, sometimes the missing word is part of a collocation. Look at the words on both sides of the gap to work out what phrase is missing. Okay, so like I just told you. Say the phrase using each of the 4 possible answers. Perhaps you've heard the collocation before. Which word sounds the best? Choose that word as your answer. Okay, so that's exactly what I just said. I didn't read that before, by the way, but yeah. So that's exactly what you have to do, okay? So we'll go through this exercise, okay? And we'll think which word goes best in each gap, okay? So let's have a look. All right, so now remember in your books, okay, so gap 1 here, these are your 4 words you can use, right? This first line, whole, complete, total, final, okay? So I'll go back here. So I'll do the first one with you, okay? So it says, Italian food is famous and the world enjoys pasta with tomato sauce. Okay, so what are our choices? The whole world enjoys pasta, the complete world enjoys pasta, the total world enjoys pasta, and the final world enjoys pasta. Well, there's one of those one phrase there that should sound familiar, okay, and that would be this one, the whole world. Okay, the whole world, right? We always say the whole world, right? It's a common phrase. So that's the answer for number 1, okay? So on your own, you can pause the video, okay, read through, and choose the best answer for each gap. Okay, so pause the video and finish the exercise. Okay, very good. Have you finished? Excellent. Well, that's correct. Okay. So it says the Italian food is famous and the whole world enjoys pasta with tomato sauce. True. Many people who visit the UK, okay, so we've just looked at this collocation, look forward to trying fish and chips. Fish and chips is nothing special. It's very, very normal food. And Belgium makes great chocolate. It's true. But what do tomatoes, potatoes, and chocolate in common? Again, we looked at this collocation. Have in common. None of them existed in Europe until Christopher Columbus went to the Americas. Okay, so interesting. In 1492, Columbus arrived in the Americas. Over the following years, a variety of food, all right, there's another collocation that we looked at. A wide variety of food and animals were exchanged between the New World and the Old World. Right? The New World is the Americas, the Old World is Europe and Africa and Asia. Okay. Europeans learned how to meals. Okay, again, we looked at this collocation, make meals, with corn, beans, turkey, and chili peppers. In return, they sent coffee, onions, bananas, and other fruits in the opposite direction. Again, another collocation that we looked at. They also introduced horses, cattle, and sheep to the Americas. Unfortunately, Europeans also brought diseases with them to the Americas. Many Americans fell ill. After the Columbian exchange, the world would never be the same again. Always with diseases, eh? Okay, so make sure you all have the correct answers, okay? It should have been quite easy. All right, very good, guys. Good job. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go back to exercise 3. Okay, so after we've read this text, okay, we can answer these questions. All right. Maybe it's best to answer in your notebook. Okay, because we have to write sentences. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go through here. Okay, and we'll highlight. Well, can we highlight? I can't highlight. All right, but well, I'll show you where the answer is, and then we can write it. Okay. So it says, first question: why did Europeans not eat potatoes before 1492? Okay. So, what do tomatoes, potatoes, and chocolate have in common? None of them existed in Europe until Christopher Columbus went to Americas. So why did Europeans not eat potatoes before 1492? Okay. So, and we'll just write the answers in our notebook. Okay. I'll put that in afterwards. So we'll just say because. Okay. What's the reason? Because they didn't exist. Because they didn't exist in Europe. Yeah. Good. Okay. Let's have a look at question number 2. Let's see what it says. What food and animals went from the New World to the Old World? What food and animals went from the New World to the Old World? Okay, so from the Americas to Europe. Okay. So, let's have a look. So it says Europeans learned how to make meals with corn, beans, turkey, and chili peppers. Yeah, so that's what was sent over from Americas. Okay, so we'll just write corn, beans, turkey, chili peppers. Corn, beans, turkey, and chili peppers. Okay, good. Let's look at the next question. What food and animals went from the Old World to the New World? Okay, so going in the opposite direction. Okay, it says they sent coffee, onions, bananas, and they also introduced horses, cattle, and sheep. Now, cattle, if you're not sure, are cows, right? Back out. Cattle, right? Cows that are used for meat and milk, all right? Cattle. So let's write the answer. We'll say coffee, onions, bananas, horses, cattle, and sheep. Okay, and then let's look at the last question. Apart from food and animals, what else did Europeans bring to the New World? It says here Europeans also brought diseases with them to the Americas. Yeah. So unfortunately, I'm saying they brought diseases. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll just copy these answers in the notebook. All right. So if we go to the notebook, okay, leave a little space because we're going to write some more collocations. All right. So leave a little space, and we'll just put exercise 3. I can't remember what page it was. Exercise 3. And we'll just put our answers here. So number 1. Okay. So we'll just write your answers in the notebook. Okay. Oh, not this. So just copying these answers so you have it in the notebook. Copy, paste, great trick. Okay. Oh, one again. Okay. So what page was it? It was page 65. 65. Okay, so in your notebook, yeah, so if you have page 5, exercise 3, okay, and then, yeah, so you just have so you should have the answers just written like this in the notebook, okay? All right, just some interesting information about the text, okay? Anyway, so the main point is learning collocations and repeating them and using them, remembering them, okay? So we had these collocations that we used in that exercise, okay? So let's practice a little bit more, okay? So now we're going to go to the workbook, all right? And we're going to go to page, let me just find it here. All right, so it should be page, let's see. Okay, yeah, this page here. So page 49, okay? Page 49. And basically we have the same exercises, okay, with a different text, all right? So we're going to look at some phrases, okay, learn some collocations, all right, and then you can use those to help you with the exercise underneath, okay? So let's have a look, all right? First, let's have a look at the collocations. All right, we can do this together. All right, so we've got 8 different ones now. All right, let's have a look. So, are they the same ones? A lot of them are the same ones. Okay, so we know a lot of them. What do pizza and pasta have in common? They're both Italian foods, right? So to have something in common, to share. Here we go, here's a new one. It takes a long time to prepare this dish, but it's worth it. It takes a long time, right? That means the duration is long. So that would be, okay, H, it requires a lot of time, right? Fairly simple. It takes a long time, but it's a common phrase. The next one we already know. The shop has a wide variety of cheeses from all over the world. Okay. So that would be many different types, okay, like we've already done. Number 4 says, don't laugh. This is something you should take seriously. Now, to take something seriously means you think it's important, right? To put something, put importance onto something. So that would be E, right? Give careful attention to, right? Give careful attention to something. Take something serious, all right? Let's have a look at the next one. I've been to the market to buy fresh ingredients, and now I'm going to make a meal. I hope you're hungry. So we know make a meal, okay? So that was A, prepare food for lunch or dinner. Okay, could also be breakfast. All right. Let's have a look at this one. Number 6, we want to have a healthy lifestyle. So we have a good diet and exercise regularly. A healthy lifestyle, right? It's when you're in good shape and you do the right things to keep your body in good shape, all right? So that would be G, all right? A way of life that is good for your health, right? A healthy lifestyle. It's very important these days to have a healthy lifestyle, right? So to keep your body strong. Number 7, many people say the national dish in Britain is fish and chips. The national dish. So this is basically the main food, the typical food, the main food from a certain country, right? The national dish, right? I think the national dish in Spain is paella, all right? Paella. I think I say it correctly, all right? I think that's the national dish. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so the national dish, all right, that is the most typical food of a country, right? Now, just for information, the national dish of Britain is not fish and chips. Well, actually, that is the national dish, but the most popular dish is a type of curry from India called chicken tikka masala, and this is the most popular food in the UK. Okay, but I guess fish and chips would be a national dish. Okay. Anyway, let's look at number 8. I like looking at cookery books to get interesting recipes. Okay, cookery books, books with instructions on how to cook. Okay, nowadays, not many people have cookery books because you can just look on the internet. All right, but before, people used to have books in their house and told them how to cook things. Okay, very good, guys. All right, make sure you've got all of them correct in your book. And what we'll do now is we'll just make a note of these of the collocations, the new ones that we've learned in the notebook. So if we go back to the notebook, all right, and go back to our list of collocations, okay, and so we'll just put the ones that we haven't seen before. So takes a long time. Get rid of this. Okay, takes a long time. What else do we have? Take seriously. Right, to take something seriously. Let's see, what else do we have? A healthy lifestyle. Oh, keep going to that one. A healthy lifestyle. Let's have a look here. What else? National dish and cookery books. All right, so the national dish and cookery books. Okay. All right, so just like this. Okay, so in your notebook, all you need to have is just a list of the collocations that we've seen in this class. Okay, and then the answers for exercise 3 on page 65. Okay, make sure you have all of this in the notebook. All right, and try and remember the collocations. All right, very good. So so now I want you guys to do on your own exercise 2 here. All right, so the same exercise. Okay. Same exercise. So when you get to a gap, all right, think about what comes before, what comes after, and is it part of a collocation? Okay. So choose the correct word. Okay. See if it sounds okay. See if it sounds familiar. All right. And yeah. So pause the video and do this exercise 2, please, in your workbooks. Okay. All finished? Fantastic. Let's correct and we can finish up. All right, so let's have a look. Grub's up. Grub is a slang word for food. Yeah, food, grub. It's like a slang word. Okay, anyway, let's have a look. What do beetles, caterpillars, bees, and ants have in common? Right? Again, the same collocation. Apart from being insects, they are the most frequently eaten bugs. In fact, around 2 billion people regularly eat them. That looks absolutely disgusting. The idea of bugs, insects, okay, might horrify you, but it's something you should take seriously, okay? It's another collocation. Eating insects is healthy and is good for the environment because they don't take a long time to grow, right? They don't take a long time to grow. They are good at converting food into body weight. Crickets only need 2 kilograms of food to produce a kilo of meat, whereas cows need far more. Lastly, insect farming could provide jobs and income for people in developing countries. Insects are surprisingly tasty. I'm not sure about that. And there is a wide variety to choose from, okay? It's another collocation. For example, sago grubs taste like bacon, and apparently tarantula spiders taste like chicken. Oh, God. There are now plenty of cookery books, right, on the market, so you can make a delicious meal with insects if you fancy trying them out. I can tell you now that I will never eat an insect like this. It looks horrible, but you know, everybody's different. Okay, anyway, did you get all of the correct answers? Of course you did. All right. Make sure you have the correct answers, okay, in your book if you've made any mistakes. Okay, make sure you have everything correct in the book. Excellent. Very good, everybody. Easy, yes? All right. Very simple thing, collocations in English, okay? Remember them, all right? And it will help you to improve in the language. All right, well, that's everything for today. All right, we can finish. So I will see you guys on Thursday for our online class. All right, and yeah, very good. I hope you guys have a nice evening. All right, and I'll see you on Thursday, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.